All righty. Welcome to another edition of the Housing Debrief. Get started. Look who we have. We have a special guest here. Talking to the microphone, sweetheart.
Hello?
Don't have to get that close.
Hello.
So, it's the weekend again, right? It's Friday.
Or Friday.
I love it. I love it. I also have another special guest. I only have two kids here right now, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Just Shisha, Athena, and Mason. Is Mason here? See if he's coming. I don't know. Let's see. Mason, are you coming?
I'll be right back. Right after the break.
All right. Hello, everyone. Brent. Love it. We're going to go ahead and get started really quick. And, all right. Maybe Mason will make a surprise entrance a little bit later. So anyways, thank you for joining us, Athena. She has a lot of energy. She likes the camera. She's not camera shy. All righty. Okay. We are going to begin now with the housing debrief. Here we go. Let's see. All right. There we go. First, of course, I'd like to thank our wonderful sponsor, and that is my buddy and your buddy, Kevin Buddy. And he deals with more than one kind of borrower and more than one kind of loan, like everybody. And that's just pretty much everybody out there. They're not every borrower is the same. And that's why he's able to do everything from full documentation loans to alternative documentation loans to investor financing and even private money loans. So pretty much the gamut he is able to cover for everybody, and he has loads and loads of experience. Kevin Buddy has been doing this since 1976. That's the centennial of our country, 1976. He has loads of experience. He is a friend of mine and a fantastic loan representative at Monarch Coast Financial. My buddy and your buddy, Kevin Buddy. Give him a call, and he can help you as well and your clients. 949-422-2075. That's 949-422-2075. And our company is Reports on Housing. It's your local real estate snapshot. And we don't like to deliver that much about closed sales data. I'm going to get into it a little bit today because there's some interesting news that has come out, but that's not really what my focus is. The focus is not necessarily closed sales because that's more of a reflection. We're talking about March. That's a reflection of what happened and placed in escrow January and February. Really, you want to know what's going on today, and today is the demand today, which is the last 30 days worth of pending sales. So it's a little snapshot. And then we, of course, have supply, and that is the active inventory, the number of homes available to purchase right now today. And from that, we're able to get you what the market time is, what we call the expected market time. And that is, you place your home on the market, when are you going to open up escrow? So that's pretty much what every buyer, seller, real estate agent, loan, mortgage person, title, you name it, everybody in the industry, everybody out there that is actively looking for a home or looking to sell a home, this is what they need to focus on. And it's about setting expectations of everybody, gives everybody the power. That's what this report does, gives you the power to make a difference in your business. And that is because you can't refute data. You can't refute the charts and the system that we have put together that illustrates really what's going on based upon facts. It's not necessarily all those newspaper or media articles that sometimes that don't have the right facts and the right data to support it. So we have reports that dot all over Southern California, and I'm here to tell you that the report today that I'm doing live as a Facebook, YouTube report is not necessarily going to be what's delivered on Monday. Monday is going to be something fresh and different, and that is not necessarily what I bring on a weekly basis with these Facebook Lives. So the most recent one came out for Riverside and San Bernardino this week, in Orange County, San Diego, and Los Angeles last week. It's called Waiting Will Be Costly. And I go into why it is not a smart idea to wait. And it has everything to do with interest rates as well as where the market's going to go as far as appreciation is concerned. So waiting's not a good idea. And then we have added this feature. This is a new feature, and this is an infographic where you're able to put customize it at the bottom. And then we also have social media pieces. This is a new feature as well. I just wanted to illustrate that we're continuously trying to provide more information for anybody that's a subscriber. They can get these, and they're at the bottom. They're part of the links at the bottom of every emailed report that you receive. There's a bunch of links. So you go to reportsonhousing.com, click on subscribe, and like I said, there are links at the bottom of that email, everything from printing it out, copy, cut, edit, paste, a whole bunch of Excel spreadsheets, excerpts, the infographic, and the social media pieces that I talked about, a ton of charts. And we've just updated even more charts. There's about 30 charts per county, and it comes out every 2 weeks. We alternate between the Inland Empire and along the coast. It's $15 per month or $150 per year, and you get a month free if you utilize the coupon code OVERASK, because that's what we're talking about. How much should we be going over asking price? So that's really what it is. How much over asking price should I offer on a home? This is actually a Google term that has been going up like crazy because everybody has been searching it like, how much is okay? Because everybody's doing it, right? And this will give you an idea. Get into it. It's really like it's an auction-like atmosphere out there, and the auction-like atmosphere is the best way to look at our marketplace today. And I'll get into more of that later. But here's really some sales statistics. This came out from California Association of Realtors, and this is active listings year over year change, down 51% across California. So you can see how the number of homes on the market is we're hitting a real low, and ultimately the gas tank is empty when you're looking out there in the marketplace. But there are more homes, that are coming on the market. It's about 20% more homes came on the market from February to March. And then we're going to see another one of those increases from March to April, probably along the lines of 10 to 15% more. So if you're out in the marketplace, you're seeing that more is coming on. It's just there's a lot of competition out there. And if you look at this, the number of homes that percentage of sales with prices above their asking price, it's at 63%. That's nearly two thirds of all closed sales are going above the asking price. So that just gives you an idea of the flavor of the market right now, and that is over asking. And wanted to go over the new it's a new record high median price for the state of California at $758,990. That is the existing single family home median price. So it's a detached price, $758,990. And if you look at this, it's the largest year-over-year gain since October 2013. It's 23.9% is the year-over-year median gain. That's up 23.9% from a year ago. And it's the largest gain since 2013. And remember, I'm comparing this year to 2013, and it's going to feel a lot like it. And I actually have that repeat slide and an update on it in a moment. The time a market dipped to the lowest ever, that's 8 days. That's the median time on the market for everything that has closed. And the sales to list price ratio, it's set another record. It's 102.2%. That is the sales to list price ratio across California. So home values are screaming upwards. They're going up at a pace that it's just unprecedented, something that I haven't seen in a super long time. And we're starting to see it across the board. This is Los Angeles County. The median price is now at $668,200. The year-over-year gain is 17.7%. The month-over-month gain is 0.6%. How about Orange County? Median price is now is a handful of counties that just entered the $1 million club. Orange County is one of them. It's the median detached price has reached $1,025,000 in Orange County. So out of the 5 Southern California counties, Orange County is the highest. And the year-over-year gain is 16.2%, and the month-over-month gain is 3%. So from February to March, saw a 3% gain in the median sales price. You have to understand, the median sales price is just the middle value. I'm more of a fan of taking a aggregate and doing a 12-month average, average it out, because it does get really choppy. So when I go month over month, I'm just showing you that there's a pattern of it increasing, but it could be the mix of sales, because we're getting a lot of upper end sales right now. So that's changing the makeup. In Riverside County, the median is $535,000, year-over-year gain up 23%, and the month-over-month gain up 3%. San Bernardino, $412,000 is the median price, year-over-year gain of 30.4%, month-over-month of 5.7%. San Bernardino is screaming higher. And then we have San Diego County, median price of $770,750. That's a lot of sevens. It's up 18.5% year over year, month over month, 4.6% plus. So you can see across the board, it is absolutely going up. Oh, surprise guest. Yeah, that's right. Mason Edward. Mason Edward, do you have anything to say?
No.
No, that's it. You ready to have a fun weekend?
Yeah.
You had a great week at school this week, huh? Awesome. Right here, dude. You gonna say, hey, can you shut the door? And kids are in the background listening to TV. A little distracting. So you have to use your muscles. There you go. All right. The number of closed sales. That's the actual number of transactions. In LA, it's up 26% year over year. Orange County up 30% year over year. In Riverside County, up 23% year over year. San Bernardino County up 20%, and San Diego County up 18% year over year. And you might say, hey, Steve, that's March. It was the COVID. Yeah, you know, that affected closed sales a bit, but in I think it was 3 out of the 5 counties, it was the highest since March of 2005 in numbers of closed sales. So that gives you an idea. We are dealing with a lot more closed sales across the board in all of the counties, and in 3 of those counties, it is really up, the highest since 2005. And you can see this United States, it's a California phenomenon. United States is having this phenomenon of real home price growth. And we're not alone. Canada, Australia, France, Britain, Ireland, Germany, everybody is going up. And that is all because of the same thing. It's a low interest rate environment that is fueling this across the board. So, and then something else I wanted to bring up, new privately owned housing unit starts. So new home starts is off the charts on a record pace right now. And this is not an all-time record. I'm just showing you a snapshot of since we started this expansion back in 2010. If I go back further, that last one before the Great Recession was a lot higher than where we are today. But this has been an even keel that's been going up. The only blip on the radar, of course, is when we went into the pandemic. And then permits as well is after a drop in February, it's going back up. So SoCal housing is just nuts. Last year, I did lots of different things on fires, how hot it was, different things like flaming hot and all that stuff. This year, the theme is nuts, because that's pretty much the best description of our marketplace today is nuts. And let's talk about the Southern California housing supply. And check this out. This is a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, look at this. And on April 15th, that's when I did it. That was yesterday. That 16,259. The inventory was up 6%. We added an extra 864 homes. Means we're placing homes on the market and we're placing them into escrow, but there are actually some that are sticking. And for whatever reason, we're going to see this. This actually happened another time back in 2013. I'll show that in a second. But I'm pretty jazzed about this because we're starting to go up in the inventory. You might not necessarily feel it in the marketplace or see it in the marketplace. You do see more homes coming on the market, but now I'm seeing it accumulate, which is good news. Last year, we were at 30,029. That's 85% more than where we are. I want to take now the 5-year average because you can't really look at last year anymore because it should have continued to go up and it didn't. It went down and we peaked at a weird time last year. So I'm not going to be looking at last year. I'm going to look at the 5-year average. And that kind of tells you where we are today. 37,963 is where we were. That's the 5-year average. That is 133% more than where we are today. That means it's more than double where we are today. So it shows you how low we have gotten in terms of inventory across the board everywhere in Southern California, and the U.S. But I'm jazzed. Why am I jazzed? This is me, younger years of the beard, right? But anyways, I am jazzed, and I am jazzed because there are more homes finally coming on the market. Yes, I understand, but there's nothing to buy. This is the syndrome. But as we get more and more homes coming on, it is going to be the answer. And we are going to get more homes that come on. We're going to go at a pace probably very, very similar to 2013. So we're going to rise from here. And then finally, we're going to get to June and the summer months of July, where we'll start to see more homes starting to accumulate on the market, which is all good news. And remember, and I told you what's going to cause this is interest rates are going to continue to go higher. And yes, recently they have gone down, just as in 2013 they went down. If you look at this was 2013. The inventory started to rise at the exact same time as it started to rise for us during this last 2-week period. And interest rates were dropping a little bit, but they had risen from its lows at the beginning of the year and then started to drop. Well, we're dropping a little bit, but I think we're going to follow that same similar pattern where we're going down in terms of interest rates just a little bit. I think we're going to flatten out right around 3%, but we're going to see a lift in the inventory and then interest rates as the market keeps on going, getting better, the economy, we're going to start to see that 10-year go up. There is a lot of pressure. It's not going up as much, even though there's a lot of positive news. And that's because they feel that a lot of the investors that a lot of what's going on is transitory, which means it's kind of temporary, that we've got all this explosion of economic gains, but it's only going to be temporary because people are just spending their savings accounts and their checks that they've received in the mail. I don't buy that. But anyways, as far as SoCal demand is concerned, yes, interest rates is the reason that everything is on fire today. And interest rates, yes, they've even dropped back down to 3.04%. So 2 weeks ago, they were at 3.18%. Now they've come back down toward 3%. Not been a lot of movement in it. Part of the reason that we probably wouldn't have seen it come down as much as it did, but earlier this week we had the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which was negative, go dormant, and they put a pause on it. And because of that, people were getting a little bit squeamish about, okay, what's going on with COVID? So we're getting a little pushback on the 10-year treasuries and long-term investments. So what they're doing is that they're starting to flood those markets a little bit. So we saw 10-year treasuries drop as well as interest rates drop. So that's what's going on in that neck of the woods. But I don't anticipate this to continue. I anticipate it to turn around shortly. So that's where it's at right now. So Southern California demands last 30 days snapshot of pending sales. And April 15th, that's yesterday, 19,308, down 2%, or down 409 pending sales. So remember, this is just a snapshot of 30 days. It's not total pendings. I just do that snapshot and I take it over time. And this is not typical for this time of the year. This time of the year, we're supposed to see about a 4%, 3 to 4% rise in demand, but we're getting it dropping a little bit. And yet we're getting more inventory and it's dropping a little bit. That is partly because prices and values are coming up so fast that that it's making some people turn away slightly. And I think that's really what the underlying story is with values going up as quickly as they are, because I've heard how these offers have been going down, and we'll get into that. But last year we were at 8,252. That was 57% less than where we are today. It was or 11,056 missing pending sales compared to today. But you can't compare last year to this year. This was the worst part of the pandemic when I did the snapshot going back to 30 days. So the 5-year average is actually 18,384, which is only 5% less than where we are today, or 924. This is partly because of the number of for sale signs that have been planted in the grounds is off by 9% for the months of February and March. 9% in February, 9% in March. So when you're so we're missing a lot of for sale signs, and the reason for that is not because of COVID. It is because there's not enough inventory for these people to come on. So we have to get creative out there and explain to homeowners that there are strategies wrapped around placing your home on the market and finding a home, hitting pay dirt and success. So right now, the market is speeding. It's been speeding at about 130 miles per hour for quite some time. It is just reckless. And the expected market time year over year, this is where we are. And as of yesterday, 25 days, it went up 2 days. So from 23 to 25 days, still screaming hot. It is still screaming hot, but this is something to celebrate. Last year at 109 days, can't compare it to last year. 5-year average, 62 days. So you can see how much hotter we are compared to the 5-year average. But it is going in the right direction. It went up 2 days, and this is typical for this time of the year that we start to see this lift. So yes, once again, Stephen Thomas jumping up and down for joy. This is fantastic news. We're starting to get a lift in the inventory and a lift in the when we're getting more inventory. Demand came down a little bit. We got expected market time rising, which means that market time is just a little bit longer than where we were a couple weeks ago, which is good news for the marketplace. It's a new trend that is hopefully develops and gains momentum. So this is the expected market time for LA is 34 days, up 2 days from 2 weeks ago. Orange County, 23 days, up 2 days. Riverside County, 18 days, up 2 days. San Bernardino, 22 days, up 3 days. And San Diego County is at 21 days, up 2 days. And yes, we are still speeding recklessly fast. We should be pulled over. This is way too fast. So how much over asking price should I offer on a home? This, now that I've painted the backdrop and where we are today, when you have these expected market times in the teens and in the 20s, it's just too low. Only LA is slightly higher at the, what was that at? 34 days. So you could see in the 30s, but everywhere else is in the teens and the 20s. So gosh, we got to take a close look and see, hey, Stephen, what is really going on out there? And really what's going on in the marketplace is we're in an auction-like atmosphere, which is why 62% of all closed sales in the state of California last month went above asking price. So you've got to look at this like an auction. And the asking price is the reserve price. This is compliments of Marianne Azalina. She had heard this someplace, and I'm going, I'm stealing that. I'm borrowing it. This is why we meet, her and I, a great agent with Compass. The asking price is the reserve price. So you have to understand that. What that means is you've got to approach when you see the asking price and go, well, that's the beginning of the auction. And there is a point where I want you to understand where it's extremely hot. And it is the hottest market. And that's where we get up to 10%. I've seen offers, and I've been watching them where they've been selling all the way up to 10% above list. And of course, there's small stories of above that, and but you have to understand it's up to 10% is kind of like that average that I'm looking at, and it's anywhere. Gosh, I've seen it anywhere from 4 to 10% in the following ranges, and this is any market time that is in the teens. You have to understand they're not going to get way above the asking price if they're overpricing the listing. So that is the big asterisk to this. But when a lot of these houses that have been selling for over asking, anything in these markets that are in the teens, that's the market time in the teens. And in Los Angeles County, the price ranges that are in the teens, there's nothing, nada, nothing. In Orange County is all the way up to $1.5 million is in the teens for Orange County. So it's extremely hot all the way up to 1.5 million. And that's where you're getting these astronomical uh, offers that come in way over the list price. And Riverside County, it's all the way up to $650,000. For San Bernardino County, it's up to $650,000. And for San Diego County, it too is all the way up to $1.5 million. Has these price ranges in the teens. So, but okay, there's still hot ranges between in the 20s and the 30s. So where are those price ranges? And those are where you get the all the way up to 5%, anywhere from that 1 to 5%. And it just depends upon the house, depends upon the condition, depends upon the upgrades, depends upon the number of offers and how many people are flooding to see it. And it also depends upon that list price. How is it compared to where the most recent sale is as well? So you have to factor that into everything. But you can get all the way up to 5%. And that's any of the market times in the 20s or 30s, which price ranges in the counties. In Los Angeles, it's everything from 0 to $1.5 million. It's up to flat 1.5. For Orange County, it's 1.5 to 2 million. For Riverside County, it's 650 all the way up to 1.5 million. San Bernardino is 650 to 800,000. The 800,000 to 1 million is close. It means that you're going to get some, but it's not as it's at 39 day expected market time. So it's getting close to where you're going to get above list, but not that high above list. San Diego County, 1.5 to 2 million. So Orange County and San Diego County just really hot all the way up to $2 million. And that's where you're getting these. We're going, how in the world are we getting these multiple offers on 1.5 and 2 million? And that doesn't mean you're not going to get multiple offers in the ranges above that, because it really ultimately depends upon, then everything's local. Remember, I'm talking about the counties, Orange counties, LA County, San Diego County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County. But you all know these different marketplaces. You all know along the coast that there's these, I've heard about luxury listings that are $22 million that got 7 offers and ended up going above list price. So you can understand that, or right at list price, the example that I'm thinking of. But you can understand there's a lot of activity. You don't have to necessarily be right in that high above the asking price when they start getting these astronomical ranges, but they will go fast even in the higher ranges. So, but really, ultimately, it boils down to, okay, I know that everybody's flipping out. They got to write all these offers, and then they get used to it after a while. But they're flipping out that they have to write these offers above ask. And there is ultimately, you just need to do your family budget. Interest rates are so low, and that's what's fueling this, that when you see what the ultimate monthly payment is that you're going to be paying for a long period of time, and then qualify based upon that, and then what you're comfortable with paying, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You got yourself a piece of the California dream or the United States dream, and just understand that over time, values will continue to go up. And you need to sharpen your pencil, especially in those lower ranges that I talked about. And I understand so many people are talking about it being a bubble. But so when is the market going to crash? And everybody's concerned about this. And if you don't believe me that people are concerned about this, on Google, this metric is up 2,450% last week. So you can understand there's a lot of people that are a bit worried about where this market is headed. But I'm here to tell you that the fundamentals of the marketplace, and I've done so many of these Facebook Lives and YouTube Lives on this, so you have to understand the fundamentals of the housing market. You can't compare our housing market today to prior to the Great Recession. There are a million reasons. Watch some of my old lives to understand exactly what I mean by that. You really just can't compare the two. Instead, what it's going to make us, this is the problem that I see, that as values continue to skyrocket up, we're going to be sensitive at a lower rate, at a lower interest rate as interest rates rise. So to understand that, my first interest rate was in 1995 was at 9%. And then in the year 2000, it had dropped down to 8%. Just prior to the Great Recession, it was at 6.35%. Those were all great rates in a period of time. And now, today, we have these interest rates that are so much lower. So you guys saw what happened in 2018. We had interest rates at 5%. Once we got up to 5% interest rates, the market really slowed. It didn't go south. It just slowed. And if it continued to slow and we had interest rates that maybe even went higher, we would have seen a peel back of prices. Not a bubble, not anything like that. There would have been a drawback in prices, but we got up to 5% and then came down. So what this means is that as these values go up, it means that we're going to be more sensitive to adjustments in interest rates. Rather than it be a 5% as the ceiling for when things really slow down, it will be 4.5%. And then from 4.5%, if we continue to go up at this rate, it'll be 4%. So once we get interest rates that go from 3% to 4%, we're going to see a little bit of slowing down. It's not necessarily going to be like when it was at 5%, but it's definitely, we're going to see some slowing. Now, if we continue to see that values rise throughout this whole entire year and it does not slow, yes, 4% is probably enough to really slow down our market considerably. So we'll have to stay tuned down the road for that. But it doesn't mean that we're going to get a bubble popping and all of a sudden values drop 20%. That is where, because everybody's qualifying for loans, there won't be any wave of distress or anything like that. You just have to understand the fundamentals. Watch some of my old lives to understand that. Home values will continue to rise for this year for sure. And I'm feel strongly as this year progresses that 2022 is going to be a repeat with values going up, just maybe not at the same rates that they are right now, but kind of at a slower pace, a pace that everybody's going to like a lot more than where it's at today. And it's all really a supply and demand issue right now. Right now, we have way too much supply. Way too little supply and way too much demand. And you have to reverse those in order for markets to shift. And it's not going to shift anytime soon, really quick. It's something that happens over time. So go to reportsonhousing.com, click on subscribe, and for $15 per month or $150 per year, you get a month free if you sign up utilizing the coupon code OVERASK. I do have a referral program. Refer a friend if you're already a subscriber, and that friend will get you a free month subscription. So you get just an extra month for free on your subscription. And I'd like to thank our sponsor, Kevin Buddy at Monarch Coast Financial, my buddy and your buddy, Kevin Buddy. And he deals with everything from full doc loans to private money loans and everything in between. And he's been doing this since 1976. He's got loads and loads of experience. And he's my friend, Kevin Buddy. Give him a call at Monarch Coast Financial to have him help you and your clients, 949-422-2075. That's 949-422-2075. I appreciate you staying tuned, and thank you for being a part of my housing debrief. And we'll see you on the other side. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them as we go forward. But just put them in the comments. When I get to them, I'll get to them and just load them up with any questions that you might have. We'll see you on the other side. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for being a part of another Facebook Live. Appreciate it. Thanks much.